nice. And Pow, I really like your coral peachy color. That one's really fresh. Very beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm moving on to screen 2. This is insane. This is epic. Someone's finishing the bind off. Someone's still binding off. Chloe. You're almost done. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. That was a really long bind off, but it was worth it. Wasn't it worth it?
So worth it.
For most of you, it was worth it.
Yeah, you promised that it was going to be less than 100 or less than 1,000. So
Yeah, I think
we were expecting 999.
Mm-hmm. Now, any other shawl you finish where the bind off is like 400 stitches, you will be like, oh, that is so easy. That is so quick. It's nothing compared to Slipstravaganza.
Right now, I'm finishing the exploration station, and 500 stitches is like nothing. Like,
yeah,
I can do it in a heartbeat. So
it's so small now.
Yeah.
Everything seems small.
I love it. Yeah, keep sharing the photos. Yeah, keep taking pictures. Yeah,
Yay.
go for a walk outside and take some pictures and post your shawls. I love, love, love seeing them.
Yeah, lucky for us, the weather has improved over here. So we can go outside and wear our shawls. And yeah, and some of us have used merino, which is like it regulates temperature, so it's not so terrible. I've wore it like every day since I finished.
Oh, good.
Yay! So yeah, and some of the knitters from the group have been traveling as well, so they're taking their sleep extravaganzas with them and taking the most beautiful photos. Like Carmen Glo, she went to Valparaiso.
Ooh.
Yes. Do you remember Valparaiso? We really want you to visit.
Yeah, I need to come and see that. I need to take a whole photo shoot, a new collection out there. That would be amazing.
Oh my God, it would be so beautiful.
Something happened. I don't know if it's only me.
Yeah.
What?
Should take a picture of shawls in the nature.
Yeah.
Shawls in nature with the mountains.
Oh yes. We it wasn't easy to finish up the shawl. Some of the knitters had a love-hate relationship with the final section.
Yeah, you can stop early. I saw some people just did one chevron stripe, and then bound off. That's okay. That's okay. You can finish whenever you want.
It's allowed.
Yeah, it'll be big enough. If you even don't do most of the border, it's still going to be big.
It really is.
But there's not that many people I'm seeing that are still working on it. Almost everybody's finished.
Yes.
Yeah, Laura, you're still working on the border.
This second date was a real motivator for people to finish up their shawls and show them to you. There have been quite a few that were finishing up today even.
Yeah.
To be ready for this occasion with you.
Ooh.
Yes. Bernie.
I'm so impressed.
Yay. Oh, we're so excited to having you again with us. Although I think we're all equally nervous, but at the same time a little less.
Yes. No, I can't wait to do this again next year. I've already been thinking about what to do next year because I try to make it better and better. So I know all I know it's going to be really, really different because I feel like last year, Starflake, that was kind of similar to this year because it was symmetrical and it had a similar number of sections and it had a little bit of short rows. It was very graphic. So I don't know. I think next year I need to change things up and surprise you even more.
Go crazy again.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Because this was pretty crazy. Slipstravaganza, this had a lot going on, but I don't know. In the end, I think it's a really beautiful, beautiful shawl. But yeah, next year I need to, I don't know, freak people out a little more.
I remember the first MCAL I ever noticed, like I was aware of, was the texture time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so crazy watching the spoilers week after week. And I was like, how is that going to turn into a show? Like, how?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really different one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it started off kind of weird, but then it turned out into a symmetrical shape. The last 3 mystery shawls, they've all been very symmetrical.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's too normal for me. I need to, yeah, make it weirder next year.
I love that. Yeah. Well, again, we are kind of squares, so we have a lot of questions prepared.
Yeah, I'd love to hear any questions you have, and I can show you some other things that I have prepared too. But yeah, what are some questions that you
We
collected?
want all the spoilers, all of them.
Okay.
And well, some readers were wondering, if you're already working on next year's mystery call, or maybe not. Oh.
I'm not working on next year's mystery shawl. No, that's too early.
Okay.
So no spoilers. We just finished, but I am working on a new winter knit along. So I'm going to announce all of that this weekend, and on Tuesday, the signups for that happen. So it's going to be kind of like the mystery shawl where you're knitting a shawl, but it's not as mysterious. So the next knit along, it'll be over the new year. So the signups start on Tuesday, and then we'll knit a new shawl starting December 26th.
Oh, yay.
So like, yeah, right after Christmas and before the new year. And the difference between it's called hibernate along, which is a play on words, like hibernate, but hibernate. So we'll be really cozy, stay inside and knit all winter, but you don't have to knit just one shawl. You choose between 2.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give 2 designs, and they're both, I'd say they're more simple than Slipstravaganza.
Okay.
So if this was really testing your patience, the other shawls will be smaller and more relaxing, but you get to choose between 2 designs. So for the next hibernate along, you get to choose a triangle shape or a semicircle shape, and you can do either one, or you could do both if you're crazy. But either one, and I'll share all the yarn details this weekend for that. But basically you have all of December to collect yarn and hear about it, and we'll start knitting on the 26th for that one.
Yay!
Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier. One of the shawls is going to be sort of similar to something in Slipstravaganza, but a really simplified version. And then there'll be a whole brand new shawl that I'm going to show that has a little bit more going on for the hibernate along. And the shawl that we're going to knit as option 2 actually almost became the mystery shawl.
No.
Yeah. So when I was designing this Slipstravaganza, this was one of my ideas, but my first idea almost became the mystery, but then I put it aside and started this instead.
Oh,
So
wow.
what almost became the mystery shawl, I'm going to release for this hibernate along.
So
So
exciting.
that'll be exciting to see what could have been for the
Yes.
mystery. It's also really beautiful. But the difference between the hibernate along is it doesn't come out in weeks. When the pattern comes out, you get the entire pattern, all the photos, any videos that you need to make the shawl. So I won't tease you all as much as I did in October. One section at a time. You'll see the whole thing on December 26th, and we'll start knitting that day.
Oh, yay, so much fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
So that's what I've been working on this month.
We've been really excited to see all of your new designs. You've released tons of patterns in this last month.
Yeah, all the bubbles.
Yes. There's some of us that have already started the bubbles and brioche. For
I see
example,
Carolina has a pink one.
Um, Carolina with
Ooh, Margaret, another pink one. I'm sensing a theme here. Maybe my eyes are just seeing all the pink, but I see a lot of blue too. But I see, who is this Neza or Niza? She has a whole wall of pink shawls.
you can never go wrong with pink.
Oh no, not at all.
And we're like making pink justice because I feel like there was a moment where people started to reject pink, and now it's like no, I love it. And I can't hide it anymore.
No,
I embrace it. I embrace the love for pink.
Yes.
Yes,
Pink.
I love it.
Pink is a neutral. Pink is a neutral.
I believe that for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody, any color that you love, like if your favorite color is pink, if your favorite color is yellow, whatever color is your favorite, that is a neutral for everything you make. So if you love purple, purple goes with everything. It goes with every other color, and you can never knit too much of that color. So if your favorite color is pink, that's your neutral. And I believe that's really magical. You just love it so much, you make it go with whatever else, any other color.
So true. Oh, we've seen so many different sleep extravaganzas, not only from our group, but from Instagram. There's so many people. Yes, it's crazy. All the different colors. The ones you photographed with, that I know they're not all yours.
No, the only one that I knit was this one that you saw in the videos that I was doing for the techniques.
Okay.
So this red and yellow one. And so my secret was I got some friends of mine to test knit the shawl so that there wouldn't be many errors for you. So thank you to a few of my friends who got to knit it earlier. I had to have them sign a contract of secrecy to never spoil the clues for anybody. So they got the pattern like a month and a half before the knit along started.
Okay.
And then they knit this blue version and this pink one.
And you have them all.
Yeah, I sent most of them back already.
Okay.
But I kept two of my favorites just a little bit longer because I love them so much. So I need to give this one back.
The benefits of being Mr. West.
Yes. So yeah, I got a lot of shawls and we photographed them. I'll give you a peek. My kitchen is behind me. And so we just set up a backdrop in my kitchen and I've been collecting lots of plants. So you saw that photo with like all my plants.
Yes. I love that one.
Oh.
The green version. And the dragon.
Yeah, there's a lot of plants.
So beautiful.
Because I haven't been able to go outside and travel. So that's my word of advice to you all. If, I don't know, whenever you get down or whenever you're sad or you can't go outside or you can't take that vacation, you have to bring the vacation to your home. You have to bring the passion and what you love to your everyday life. So that's what I did this year was I brought plants and nature indoors so that I could pretend that I was on a tropical island, but I'm still just in my house knitting all day, every day.
I love
But
that.
you all have to do that for yourselves because I know it's really hard right now, especially with the holidays coming up, that we don't all get to travel or see our families as much as we like. So put pictures of your families up, go collect some plants, buy some yarn so you don't run out of yarn to knit. I'm sure that's not a problem for most of you. I'm sure you're not going to run out of yarn this year.
Nah, we've been preparing all of our lives for a pandemic.
Do you want to see one more? Wait, let me give you another sneak peek. Okay.
Yay.
Don't take pictures, okay? Don't take pictures of this moment. I'll give you a sneak
Okay.
peek. There's a whole new collection coming in January. So you all loved that first honeycomb section, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just have to wait. It's a couple more months away, but nobody else has seen all of this.
Oh my
So this entire chair is filled with honeycomb
With
designs.
honeycombs.
There's going to
Oh.
be a
Oh my
honeycomb
god.
blanket, sweater, scarf, jacket, towel, hat, honeycomb everything. We've
Oh,
been making all of these
oh, so beautiful.
honeycomb hats. So these are all for January. Honeycomb shawl.
Oh my God. I
Let's
love
see.
that.
Oh, here's a pink one. Here's a little pink baby blanket.
Oh, you know, there's one of
Gorgeous.
us that use the honeycomb part to make a baby blanket.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a perfect,
there
simple
she
pattern for
is.
that.
I-
So yeah, you're gonna get all of this honeycomb stuff in January. I got very inspired by section 1, so.
Wait, are there socks? You promised socks.
I'm working on them, but I haven't photographed them yet, so we'll see. I'm gonna try to make them part of the collection. If not, they'll be part of the collection like in a year from now as an update to the collection. They'll get in there, but socks, does anybody else here knit socks?
Yes. Raise your hand.
Do a lot of you knit socks?
Levante la mano si teje
Okay.
calcetines.
I think about half of you are sock knitters. I need some sock tips. Like, how do you do it? Because you have to make 2 of them and they're so tiny. And I don't know if my hands are just so big. Can I mail my socks to one of you to finish?
Yes.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, for I know you're kidding, but I love knitting socks from the toe up and
Okay.
knitting them both at the same time using magic loop.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I'm knitting them one at a time from the top down. So I'm doing the opposite of what you're doing. Is that why I don't have finished socks?
It might be.
Okay. Okay. Toe up and 2 at a time. Yeah, because I was loving the socks, but just the mentality of knowing that I have to knit a second one, it just slows me down. So I think if I trick myself into doing both at the same time,
Yes.
and then if I cut my foot in half and it's not so big, then I'll put,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Yes. Knitting socks for men is like double the work.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
twice as many stitches, twice as much yarn. I have the yarn. I just need to trick myself, do 2 at a time.
Yeah, 2 at a time, and you can do 2 at a time, even if you're working them from the top down.
Okay.
You when you're casting the stitches, I feel like who am I giving advice to Steven West? But yeah,
I'm a knitter, but I don't consider myself a sock knitter. That's a whole other hobby. Knitting is one hobby. Sock knitting is a completely different hobby.
I agree with you, Stephen.
Different
I've
type of
never
knitter.
knit a sock before, so because they're so tiny, they are so I don't know. You have to knit a second one, so I'm totally with you in this. Totally with you.
So if I can do it, then the rest of you have to do it. Okay.
of course. And
Okay.
yeah, well, the secret is in the cast on. You have to cast both at the same time, and then it's perfect because they'll be the same length. And when you finish, you have both socks and it's done. Because yeah, then you have one and your tension might change, or I don't know, you get bored, you get distracted. So
Yeah,
that's
I think I'm being convinced. But do you do them? I've been doing them magic loop on circulars. Do you do them on double pointed needles?
personally, no. I also do them with magic loop. I think it's
Okay.
easier for
Yeah,
me.
I think so too.
Yeah, because the double pointed needles sometimes slip uh, away from the stitches. So I would be freaking out the whole time because, of course, I always need a little bit and then throw my project somewhere and then take it again. So double pointed is a risky game.
I think so. The last time I knit with double pointed needles, the way I knit, I always stabbed myself under my nail and
Oh,
it was dangerous. Like my yarn had blood on it. It was really bad. So I actually don't own a single pair of double pointed needles. I'm a fake knitter. I don't have double pointed needles, and I only have one crochet hook.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That I'm with you. I don't have a not even one double pointed needle. I mean, I have the ones I use for cables,
Mhm.
but nothing else. But crochet is so much fun.
That's true. I've been hearing that a lot. I've been seeing lots of posts, people telling me what to do. I need to crochet some things or crochet borders or some crochet designs. We'll see. Maybe 2021. That could be a year to learn some crochet.
Yeah. Now, New Year's coming up, and New Year's resolutions. So maybe crochet could be one of them.
Yeah. So
And
anyone here watching,
Mhm.
like to be a good knitter, you just have to do it your way, okay? You don't have to have all the tools. And if you do have all the tools, you usually don't need them, okay? I have like 16 cable needles. I've never used a cable needle. I just do it without a cable needle or with some other, like a toothpick or something. Yeah, I don't use cable needles, but I feel like as knitters, we have to have all these tools and it's fun to collect things, but
Yeah.
you don't really need all this stuff. We're very creative. We can do a cable technique without a cable needle.
Yeah, bobby pins are our best friends
Mhm.
for cables. Yeah, and
Yeah.
wait, so in this topic, and because I don't know, you're saying you have all the tools. How many needle sets do you have?
I always have more than I think I have because I have needles probably. I'm looking at my needles. I have like at least like 120 pairs of needles
Oh my God.
between like 12 different sizes, but I never have the right needle size. I have like 120 pairs of needles, and the one I'm always looking for, like I never have. And it's either connected to projects, and then I'll rip out my projects, and then I ripped out the wrong needle, and I still don't have the right needle size. Yeah, I never find. It's like a knitter's curse. The needle you always need, you have 20 pairs that you don't need, 20 other sizes.
So true. So true. So okay, so we're big nerds over here. So we prepared some data again and a presentation. Like there's
Ooh.
a PowerPoint. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love to see.
So I'm just gonna check with my girls that we're ready to showcase the data. Claudia, ¿tú quieres partir con los datos del
Okay. Okay.
parece?
We made some polls, so we can check out the progress from every of the members of the group.
Yeah.
So let me find the file. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Stephen. Sometimes when you get to share with people that you admire, you get a little bit disappointed because sometimes you see, you hear, you don't find what you expect from the people that you admire so much for their work. So I would like to say that with you was totally opposite. I was very pleased, very glad, very happy after the last meeting because what you
Because
are in character is really you, really who you are. So
thank you. Was that because
that
you had very low expectations? Is that why
no,
you
it was
like
really, really, really high.
Oh, thank
When
you.
when I told my father, I told my dad about this. I told him it's like Elvis Presley. I don't know, like something
Aw.
really, really big. So he understood what I was talking about. So and why I was freaking out, like screaming and happy and dancing and all of that. So
Aw.
I just wanted to let you know that sometimes you get disappointed when you get to know the person behind the character, but with you was totally opposite. And That was a really nice surprise, and I thank you again for that. But yeah,
Aw, thank you so much. That means
besides of
just as
that,
much. That means just as much to me because I don't know, we've all been at home so much, and I've been in my
yeah,
apartment in my own world, and so just to be able to communicate and I don't know, feel like I'm connecting with people that aren't just. Well, I'm not around anybody. I'm alone all the time. So it's so special and powerful to I don't know to hear that from you, and I'm very honored and grateful. So thank you.
Oh, the best.
you're not alone. We are not alone either. So yeah,
No.
I'm going to cry. But well, going straight to that. About half of us finished the show. Sometimes
Okay.
some of us was like the week after the release of the last clue, but most of them have been finished like 2 weeks before the last clue. The other people that haven't finished it yet is like stuck with the chevrons. Chevrons were really, really, really hard, and some of them are also stuck with diamonds. A really, really, really hard section because it was long and repetitive. So yeah, that was the most difficult part. And the main challenge that we face as a group, we were expecting that was the language barrier. So not many of us speak English, not many of us have knitting English patterns before, but no, it wasn't the language that the main barrier that we face as a group. It was the lack of time for knits, because some of us have been inside of our houses. We have school, we have house chores, we have kids, we have works from home. So lack of time was the main challenge that we faced. So I think that the knitting along concept, that we are knitting as a group, we are getting together to knit, we are helping each other, we are translating some parts of the pattern. We are really that was really helpful to break that language barrier that we were expecting. That was the main the main challenge that we are going to face. So lack of
Yeah.
time, here it is. And also there were mentioned that some people mentioned that it was hard to choose colors, and anxiety about seeing the shawl finished. Anxiety.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I understand. I have a hard
Yeah.
time like deciding on the perfect colors, and I know what exactly I want to do and what it's going to look like. So it's I don't know. To me that's a good lesson in letting go. It's
Yes.
really hard and it's
Yeah.
still not you might not feel comfortable, but I don't know. I think it's a good life lesson to not be in control of everything because we
Exactly.
can't be in control of everything. But so thank you for trusting me.
Thank you for always keeping us satisfied. Like it's so gorgeous. Everything you do, and Sleep Extravaganza is not the exception. It's so beautiful, and the finished pattern is amazing. Amazing. I'm in love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. 68% of us have already started a new project after or
Ooh,
during the MCAP. And
wow.
about 25% of them are knitting a pattern from you. Actually, I'm
Ooh, cool.
finishing the exploration station right now. I'm
Yeah.
working on that. And but 71% of us have bought one of or more of your patterns during or after
Aw,
the MCAL. So we are definitely hooked with your designs.
thank you
So
so
keep in mind
much.
that.
I really appreciate all of that support. That's going to make sure that I can keep doing photos and making more designs for you all year. Thanks to
Yeah.
Chile. Yeah, Chile, I believe
And my favorite,
I believe you
no,
all
go.
were, in terms of like participation, I'll give you some data in return. In terms of participation, I believe Chile was number like 7 or 8 in countries participating, which was really surprising because usually it's,
And
well,
we,
there's always the United States and Canada and Germany are very big knitting countries.
Mhm.
But yeah, Chile was like number 7 or number 8 of numbers of participants in the knit along.
And we are a very small country.
Yeah.
Like we are like the population of New York, something like that. We are a very small country, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think Chile is the Iceland of South America.
we
Because Iceland is a very small country, but like half of the country knits. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many knitters in Iceland. So I think Chile is the Iceland of the South.
Yeah, so
Good
true.
to know.
And
Yeah.
the
Good to know.
community is really growing, especially this last year. And now we're getting to see a lot of designers come out. So that's so cool. We want to definitely establish as a knitting country in the knitting
Yeah, I love
community.
it.
Yay! So cool.
Yeah, but what I personally want to share with you is the learning process, the learning experience that has come with them called this year. So I'm going to quote some of the answers that we received in this poll, because they are really they really truly show the magnitude of this event. Because I quote, I learned that nothing is impossible. There are no limits in the knitting world. I can do more things that I would thought that I could do. All that you can create just slipping stitches. Knitting in another language to get out of my comfort zone. You can get amazing results from basic and simple stitches. Everything. I have only knitted scarves before. So she started from scarf to a sleep extravaganza. That's
That's
amazing.
a big
That's
leap
huge.
over a cliff with no bridge.
Yes,
That's a big jump.
yes. And someone answered that she learned to knit, like to knit,
With
with
this
they knit.
project,
Yes,
this was her
yes,
first project.
yes. I don't have the name right here, but that is huge. That is amazing.
Next year,
Amazing.
we'll participate in her mystery knit along. She'll be telling us what to do. That's crazy.
Yes, probably. To beat the language challenge, that I am fastest and more capable than I thought I was. How fun is to knit the same project with other people. The language isn't a barrier. But the most repeated one was patience. Patience was a really, really, really big lesson for us, because we have to wait the clue week after week, and we have to have the patience to finish the border, the chevron border. That totally worth it, but it was hard. It was long. So one of the girls said to don't give up when you're getting to the end, even when it seems to be the hardest part. Don't get bummed when you make a mistake, and of course to don't freak out.
Yes.
So
I'm so glad.
as you can see, it hasn't been only an eating project, an eating learning. It has been a life lesson, a self-knowledge lesson for most of us. So I take this opportunity to speak. I think for many of us that we have the sleep extravaganza, this MCAL, very close to our hearts. And when we see that amazing, that beautiful result, we will also think in what we learned and the lessons that we take from an eating project. That it may be something small, it may be something that you do all the time, but you learn from that thing, you learn from that process, and that opportunity that you gave us, that instance to learn not only of knitting, but about ourselves. That is magical. That's amazing, and I thank you. And as I said, I will keep Sleep Extravaganza very close to my heart.
Thank you. That's so sweet. That's what it's all about. There's so many other projects that are beautiful projects, but just the sense of doing it as the mystery and the letting yourself go into the unknown and just trusting, and having fun and being very curious. That's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
it's really nice to hear all of those details from you, because it
And
just makes me
knitting
want to keep
along.
doing it.
Yes, and knitting along. That is a very important concept, because we are far away. We are from different parts of the country. We from different parts of the world. We don't even speak the same language, but we are together in this. You are in your house, we are in ours, and that is, and we're sharing something in this particularly weird year. So it is a light that shines. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
and
it.
Vale, we can ask the girls to share their slides, their PowerPoint presentation, because
Yeah, I'm
they
gonna
did
share
an amazing job.
Yeah, we've told you about our group. It has been magical. It has been a great help for everyone. It has been like company, and we've helped each other with the language and techniques and everything. But especially with these Zoom reunions, there have also been great and lovely knitters that have volunteered themselves and their time to contribute to this moment. You can see there's a lot of messages going on in the chat. That's because two knitters have, more than two knitters have volunteered to translate the conversation live so everyone can understand. So thank
Is that
you.
Javiera?
Yeah, Javiera and Carolina. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And
Muchas gracias.
I love that. And there have been also knitters who volunteered to put together this presentation, this lovely presentation that showcased everyone who participated on our group, and there aren't all of the participants, but most of them and the cities where they live in.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna share the presentations, and maybe Vane can tell us a little more, or Andreita or Vicky.
Oh,
Vicky's not here. I think she
Okay.
couldn't make it.
Laita, Ita.
La Vane va a presentar, pero no está el PDF porque
Sí.
si no, no se va a ver. O sea, en PowerPoint.
sí,
¿Lo ven? ¿Ahora no lo ven?
sí,
Sí,
pero
pero
está en PDF,
está en
y
PDF.
se ve bien, no se ve la animación.
Ah,
Vale, tienes que abrir el archivo en PowerPoint, no en la vista previa.
es que
Si
tengo...
no tienes, yo lo tengo listo.
Ya mejor, porque yo tengo
Entonces,
otro
eso.
computador, parece. I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna share now. Wait.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? You said, Claudia, that nobody freaked out, but when you were talking, or you have a WhatsApp group, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Was there any time during the knit along that somebody really, really freaked out?
All the
Like,
time.
did they
Every single
drop,
day.
like, pull their knee? Who?
Winelvi freaked
Yes.
out big time
Why?
because of his colors. He's here, right? Winelvi.
Yeah, he was here.
Aquí estoy. Hi,
Ay,
Stephen.
ahí estás. ¿Dónde estás, bebé?
Esteban del Oeste. Hello.
Cuenta,
Hello,
cuenta
Winelvi.
cuenta que te volviste loco, que freaked out.
No me gustan los colores. Estoy enamorándome del chal.
Was this after you started knitting, you hated your colors?
Winelvi, fue después de que empezaste, ¿cierto? Que te bajó la neura por los colores.
Sí.
Yeah, it was after he started knitting.
Did you change your colors? Because I love these colors.
¿Cambiaste los colores, Winner?
Porque los
Sí.
amo.
Rojo.
Yeah, he changed the colors.
Yeah, I love
And he
this.
was talking before. He was telling us before that you arrived that he was going to make surgery, that he was going to change all the honeycomb section I don't know how it is going to be done that, but he's going to, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to do it.
He was gonna cut this. ¿Cierto,
Yeah.
Whitney? Que lo ibas a cortar el honeycomb.
Todavía estoy a punto de hacerlo. En lo que
Yeah.
lo termine, lo estoy pensando.
Yeah, he's
Tú es
thinking,
loco.
yeah, he's thinking about doing major surgery, cutting out the honeycomb and then stitching it back together with the rest. I mean, doing a second honeycomb and then stitching it back together.
You do whatever makes you happy, Winelvi. I won't stop you.
Lo que te haga feliz, Winnie.
Sí. Pero de aquí a que lo termine, todo puede pasar.
Yeah, everything can change from here to when he's done with the shawl.
It's not finished until it's finished.
So true.
Winelvi is adding a clue 5, 6, 7, 8. He just doesn't want the mystery knit along to be over. He's just creating more drama and problems for himself. So it's never over.
Yeah. Next year's MCAL should have a sticking part. So then we can all freak out and lose control.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think and after that there were a lot of freakouts about the colors and people wanting to frog everything, but I think they calmed themselves and finished up because I think, and we talked about this last time, that the show kept balancing itself out with the newer sections.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at first, and it's so different, so unique. So a lot of people freaked out, but then they fell in love with it. So
yeah, you get to see more of the contrast colors at the border.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of the shawls, if you had really colorful colors, like really bright colors, you get to see them really clearly in the border. I love that.
I love the chevron. I think it sums up the project in a perfect way and it showcases every color.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's so beautiful. Okay, so yeah,
I changed the order of the chevron as I did with the colors. So I needed the chevrons by 2 lines together.
Oh, cool.
I didn't interchange it.
I like it. That's more chunky.
Yeah.
More bold.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
And there were some of us that went crazy and did an extra chevron row. Like you said, okay, he's fine. 4, 5, 6, perfect. But 7, you're crazy. Yeah, we went for it. We're crazy. I added mohair for the mohair there. I added a mohair chevron, and I love it. I love it.
So beautiful. That's I think the magical part of the mystery shawl is because you don't know what it is, there will be these problems of you thinking, oh no, I hate it, or I don't know what's going to happen next, or okay, I haven't used my pink yet, let me put pink in early, and you're making all of these changes. So that's really magical. So I want you to take the spirit of knitting this project into your other projects. So even when you know what something is going to look like for your next project, don't be scared to change the border or throw in extra mohair.
Yeah.
Continue the mystery spirit into your other projects.
Yes, I
because
think
it's more fun.
Of course, it's more fun. I think that was also one of the biggest learnings from this project in particular, because like you said, you like we have to listen to you, but not listen to you. So make the changes we want, and like let our minds fly free and get inspired and maybe change a little thing, or watching other people's posts on Instagram, take some ideas. For example, the triangle part. Some people made that in different colors, like a rainbow, and it was so beautiful. I love that.
Did
And
somebody do that here? Does somebody have a rainbow of triangles?
a ver, levanten la mano. ¿Alguien hizo
I
los
saw some
diagramas?
beautiful shawls on Instagram with different colors for each
Yeah.
triangle, and I loved that.
So beautiful. I
Ooh,
freaked out.
yeah, Marlene Nicole has
Okay.
yellow, purple.
Oh, ahí, esta. Ahí.
That's really fun.
So beautiful. Yes. So beautiful. Yeah, I freaked out at that section too. And I really wanted to add a new color. And then I was like, maybe I should wait for the next clue and decide. And then I was like, no, we're gonna use all of the colors in the next section. So maybe I should just stick to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that version where there was someone who made it completely rainbow, and it was from the honeycomb up.
Mhm.
He started, I think it was a male knitter, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it was like purple, pink, blue, yellow, all of them, so beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's so inspiring. Okay, so now, Vane, you can go ahead with your presentation.
There we go. Here we go. Okay,
So beautiful.
this is a small presentation that it's not really a formal presentation, but it's a glimpse of color of our country and your beautiful shawls that have been knitted here in Chile.
Thank
So
you.
let's start. This is the MCAL 2020, but this is the Chilean version.
Yeah.
The extravaganza made in Chile.
Yes.
So let's start.
Yeah,
As you
there's a
probably know, yeah, as you probably know, Chile is a long and narrow country, and we are distributed all along our country, the knitters in this group. We are 139 knitters that have been participating in our group, and they come of almost every region of the country,
Wow.
from north to south. So let's start. First city is Antofagasta in the north. We are heading south after, and here you have a glimpse of tourist locations that you probably are going to visit when you visit us.
Yeah.
This is also another attempt to tempt you to come to visit us as soon as possible. And some of beautiful shawls that our fellow knitters have knitted. So we're gonna send you, if you want, this presentation after, so you can keep it for yourself.
I would love to. And I love how the colors of the shawl match the landscapes.
Yes,
Yes,
so
that was exactly Rina. She's here, and that was her concept too, like the colors from the sunsets of her city, her lovely city.
Wow.
So that's so cool. I bet she's really happy you noticed.
So let's go on. These three cities have this beautiful environment with beaches and these flowers. This is not something common. This is something that occurs not every year, but is the blooming desert. I don't know if you have heard about, I think the States has some spots where it happens the same. Many flowers that bloom.
I've never seen something like that. I've only seen it in a nature documentary I watched one time about it, like blooms and it doesn't last very long.
No, and they are really beautiful and with really strong colors.
Yeah.
Yellows and reds and these purples that you see here in yellows.
Beautiful.
And these are some of the shawls that have been knitted there.
And that's two shawls.
Did she,
One that have knitted two.
did she
Two
make
shawls.
two?
Yeah.
Did she make two?
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh my
how
God.
she did, but she did.
Crazy.
When we stop sharing the presentation, we can highlight each knitter so you can ask some questions.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, continue.
So other cities with other beautiful landscapes and beautiful skies. This region is well known in the world for having the best skies for watching in, I forgot the name.
Yeah, the stars. The
Too much the stars, yeah.
Astronomical skies. Astronomical skies.
Yeah, we have Alma. Alma is
Ooh, beautiful.
and we have
But
some
like-
great alcohol. Basically. So
Yes.
yeah.
I'll go visit there. I'll visit there too.
Oh, and this is
I don't know if I don't know if you were in Valparaiso the last time when you were here in Chile.
No, I
Still
didn't
there were.
see.
Just
Now
so
you
you
have
know.
a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
It's
This
really
is the one we
full
know
of
you
color.
love. Yeah.
Yeah,
full
you
of
have to
color.
go there.
I have to go
heard
there.
It's really similar to Porto, maybe, with all
Yep.
the houses that have been built on the hills, and lots of color and lots of people and lots of life and cultural life. It's really amazing, and it has been declared a World Heritage of the Humanity by the UNESCO 40 years
Wow.
ago. It's really beautiful.
Mhm.
That's my yellow house. That's my house, the yellow one. Yeah.
And
Ooh.
some shawls that probably have been inspired by that.
Yeah. We have a lot of knitters in the in Valparaiso, Viña, the fifth region. It's called.
Is it very populated, that region?
Yeah.
I think it's the second most populated of the country.
Okay.
First one is Santiago and its region, the metropolitan region. After that comes Valparaiso and Viña del Mar in the region, because there is a conurbanation, so the cities are almost melt together because they grow so big, and you cannot see where one city stops and begins the other one. And the third one is Concepcion, which is the city where I live.
Ah. I want to go. Yeah.
Now, we have a special guest here.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it again. So we have Santiago and all the surroundings with 78 meters, and a special guest from Argentina. And here we have a bit of Buenos Aires, if you want to go for a couple of days when you visit us.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, and some colors here and spots near Santiago. Some sites that looks and remain like Paris or London, but they are in Santiago. The market where you can find every fruit that you want, every colors, every smell, and it's really rich. And the mountains that there are really close. Yeah, and
Beautiful.
of course some shores.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
wow.
Or will we?
You can see the colors. They showcase differently from the webcam.
Yeah.
And I think they're beautiful, but yeah, Winnie was freaking out a little bit. And
Oh, I love it. There's like a green tint.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so special.
Yeah, and he was bummed because he hasn't finished yet, and he's usually the fastest, so he was a bit sad, but it's gonna be beautiful.
Next year, Winelvi, you have another chance next year to finish first.
Yeah.
And here we have a full collection of beautiful shawls, all made by knitters in Santiago and Buin and all the locations nearby.
Oh
There's
my
so many.
gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Santiago is our capital, so there are a lot of knitters from here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I see a little poodle, a little dog.
Oh yeah, that's my baby that's crying right now because she wants to go out.
Cute.
So let's go on. More cities, more sites, beaches, and more cultural sites. This is a former mining city in the mountains, which is abandoned now, but it's possible to go visit it. It's really beautiful. And more flowers.
Ooh, more pink and more pink.
Yeah, pink is taking over.
Yeah. Veronica was one of the fastest knitters from the group.
How fast? Do you know how fast she finished after the final clue came out? Did she finish in the first week?
Yes, she did finish in the first week, like on Wednesday, something like that.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
So this is the third zone of most population in Chile. And there you have snow in the winter and the green is taking over in this part of the country. Green, and lots of water. Lakes.
Beautiful.
And beaches. And more water and more beautiful sights, more beautiful shores.
Oh my gosh. Oh, pink triangles. What is that? Huilo.
Willow, it's a national park. It's a reserve. But this is a hotel. The photograph is of a hotel. You can stay there if you want.
Yeah, I need to stay there. Can you make a list of all the places I need to go?
Of course. And I
Be
put them.
my travel agent.
Yes. I put the names in Spanish so you can learn them ahead.
Okay.
So you can be prepared.
Yeah. And there are a lot of volunteers for tour guides. So
yeah,
don't worry.
You have certainly
I'll bring yarn. I'll bring yarn and
all over the
inspiration.
country.
Is that a geothermal place?
Yes. And you have these pasarelas, ¿cómo se llaman?
Walkers.
The walking
bridges. I don't know.
that are red. So you know exactly where you can go or not because you follow the path.
Beautiful.
Yay. This makes me want to travel as well.
Yeah.
The big nature, big leaves, volcanoes. We have so much to see.
Yeah, and one of the knitters actually just started a hotel there in Puerto Varas. And so I think she would say you're more than welcome to visit.
Would love to. Make my room extra colorful.
Toma nota ahorita.
Wow. I really, really love this that yellow green shawl. That was a really beautiful one. Really unique.
De Cecilia, no?
Yeah. That yellow lime one. That's so fresh and summery.
Beautiful. I think Cecilia was one of the first ones to finish as well. And yeah, it's so fresh. And I'm so glad you like it because she wasn't so convinced at first.
Yeah, it's not so punchy. It's not so high contrast, but it's really, yeah, it's just really nice. It's really different. I like everything different, so.
Yeah, we know. We love it.
Oh, we have here some rainforest so you can make your photos here in Chile too.
Ooh, I love plants.
Yeah, and we have big plants here. This one is called nalca. And the stem is used to make salad. You can eat it.
Wow, that's huge.
Really huge. And they are bigger. Even bigger than that.
Ooh.
This is our biggest island, Chiloé, and it's also its churches were also declared human heritage.
Vale. I see.
And they are
We're losing
entirely
you, Vane.
built out of wood. Nails are made with wooden pegs. So it.
Oh no, I think we lost Vane. Right? Is it me?
Vane.
I think she cut out. I
Oh.
need to go here too, though. I'm adding this to my travel list. I'm
Oh,
going to be in
yeah.
Chile for like an entire summer.
You should just come live here.
I need like several months just to see everything. I can't believe how much variety you have in the same country.
The advantages of being a long country, we have
Yeah.
deserts and glaciers.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, we
snow.
lost Vane. Oh rayos. Well,
Yeah, we need to make a big event out of it. I can imagine traveling from the north to the south, and we can do a whole knit along and like a travel knit along where there's like different parts that we knit inspired by different places and taking pictures in each place, and we can all kind of travel virtually together, or I don't know, some really fun way just for Chile, like a West Knits travels to Chile knit along thing or something.
Yes. Oh,
my
that
God.
would be so lovely. We actually talked a lot about it. When we noticed there were knitters from north to south, and we kept talking about getting together, but it's difficult because some of us are really far away, and
Yeah.
we kept talking about maybe doing get-togethers in each city, and that way we can take photos with all of our sleep extravaganzas. So yeah, we're up for it.
It'll come when things get a bit better. We'll be able to travel a bit more, and I want to see those photos of you getting together. Those of you that are in the same areas, or if there's a big meetup in Santiago or something, I want to see those happy photos of everybody's shawls together.
Oh yay!
Something short because I lost connection, so you wouldn't be able to see the last slide, and the last slide was special for you, Steven.
Yeah, let's do the last slide. I don't know how you can get better than that rainbow
I'm gonna share
color
it again.
church.
Sí, dale, Vane.
Oh, it's something really special. ¿Dónde quedamos?
En Chiloé, creo.
Chiloé.
Chiloé, full of color and churches, but beautiful churches.
You were talking about the wood, Vane. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can come with you.
Okay.
Vane.
Okay, yeah, I was talking about at that point. So I don't know if you heard that the churches are all, and our last section is with these ones. Torres del Paine and marble cathedrals. Look at these colors.
No.
I haven't seen them before. I just found them for making this slideshow. I know about the place, but I didn't saw these photographs before, and they are amazing.
Wow.
Spectacular, yeah.
That the marble cathedrals are perfect inspiration for a crazy show or something.
Yeah, I can see something with short rows. That would be
love
really
that.
cool.
Yeah, like
So there's only one knitter that is from there?
There are two, but we could have only one photograph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are tons of photos that we couldn't place because not everyone read the group on time, but yeah, you can visit the hashtag Sleep Extravaganza Made in Chile, and
Okay.
that way you can maybe see other photographs. And
Yeah, I would love to see, and send me this presentation. I would love to look at it some more and see. I'll make lists and research online and plan my next vacation, even if it's like 2 or 3 years from now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it.
yeah,
And these are all the knitters that have been participating here. Some of them could send the photographs, some not.
Yeah.
And there are so many. And the last slide, especially for you and for one of your friends. So, because we wanted to thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love
You
it.
also made this possible. I mean, we made the slideshow, the girls made the shawls, but you gave us the opportunity to do this. We started because of your design, because of you that you gave, and I want to thank you because you gave us the time and gave us the opportunity to share this with you.
Aww.
And yeah, this one of the girls made this for personal use, not for sale.
yeah.
That is one of a kind. That is so cute. I love that.
So you have here her Instagram if you want to contact her.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I would love to have this.
She makes those are stitch markers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she makes these beautiful shapes. She made one from my puru, and
Aww.
yeah, and she said it was only for personal use because she doesn't want to step on your your image. But if you're
Oh,
willing,
thank you. That's so sweet. I love it. That's
yeah.
so fun.
And we'd love to send you one. So maybe we can speak. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Send me an email. Oh my gosh, I would love. Oh my gosh. Ugh,
Yay.
that's so cool.
I was talking to Javiera that she should maybe do a kit with 3, with Lori and the poodles, and Carlota too.
Hmm. Oh my gosh, I would love that.
That would be nice. And that was it. I hope you liked it, that you get a bit of knowledge about the country. It was really something on the surface, but the color, pop of color is what we were looking for to show you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. That took so much time to do. Thank you so much. How long would it take to drive from the north to the south? It's such a long country.
Okay, driving from Santiago to my city, which is 500 kilometers to the south, is 5 hours.
Okay.
And that's, I think,
and
from
to,
the
to
south.
Iquique by the north is like 25, 27 hours driving from Santiago. So I think like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
That would be like non-stop traveling, non-stop
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah.
So
No sleep, no bathroom breaks, just driving.
Thank goodness for Zoom. You can do WhatsApp and Zoom. We can all be together, and yeah, it's such a long distance.
There are countries in Europe that are closer from each other than the north and south of Chile.
Wow.
Of course, yeah.
I had another photograph where I put it Chile over Europe, and if you put it the north part of Chile in Great Britain, you could go down to Africa somewhere, Botswana, I think. I'm not sure. I can send it to you. I will add that
Wow.
to the presentation so you have it.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So
I wonder how long, if we measured all of the slip stravaganzas, all of the meters that you all knit, I wonder how far we could travel if 139 knitters times, how many meters was this shawl? Over 1,000 for sure.
Yeah.
It's like over 100,000 meters. I wonder how far you could travel with all the yarn that you knit in Chile for the mystery shawl.
Yeah.
we can go to you and back several times, I think.
Yeah.
I did a calculation that in all of the past mystery shawls that I've done, there have been 10 mystery shawls. No, this was the 11th Mystery Shawl.
Mhm.
There is enough of everybody who's knit every Mystery Shawl in the past 10 years. It's enough meters to go beyond the moon,
Wow.
from the earth to the moon and beyond. That's how much yarn we've knit for Mystery Shawls.
Wow. So much.
And
Amazing.
Chile surely has got us into outer space from the earth. Yeah.
Yeah, on our way to Jupiter.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, yeah. We were thinking like if we get together and place our shawls in the ground, like how like how much space it would cover.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. I
So
would love to. Can't wait till you can all gather together.
yeah, yeah. We because we can't get together now because we were in quarantine before, but it's still so risky. So we're taking measures to be safe, and yeah, then we'll be able to join everyone and have massive get-togethers and showcase our shawls and take all the photos.
Mhm.
And yeah, maybe need a second one, or well, there are some that have done two sleep dragons.
Yeah, who is that? Are they
Yeah,
here?
que levante la manito, la que tejió dos y en la
Macarena.
foto.
Maca parece que
No sé
era.
si está acá,
Maca
pero
parece que era.
sí, la maca.
Mm.
A ver, está Maca. No, we were looking for Maca that made the two shawls at the same time.
Mhm.
But I don't think she's here. Not everyone could join, but
I bet Magda. I bet she could knit socks.
yeah,
Knit two of everything.
two, two at a time, two shawls at
Yeah.
a time. Yeah, yeah, and well, Claudia, you remember she started one and then she
Yes.
changed the colors. So she
Mhm.
basically needs to in this whole time.
Oh my gosh. This is just too cool to see all these colors. Like I've been seeing it online, but to see so many at once, it's just crazy because if I look like 4 or 5 months ago when I just started this idea, like it's in my head and I never really fully see the final shape or the final impact of the design until now when I see you all transform it with your colors. So it's just so that's just so wonderful because when I started it, I put so much love and I put so much passion into everything that I make, and to just see people like understand it and to get inspired by it, it's I don't know, it just makes me so happy. And yeah, I just love it so much because you all are so curious as well, and I think that's just such a powerful characteristic, to be curious and very playful, because that keeps us moving and it keeps our minds open and it keeps our bodies moving and healthy. And it's something so simple, but it's yeah, really special. And I'm just so impressed by all the colors. I can't believe it. It's
I kept the
amazing.
honeycomb part from the first attempt of my extravaganza. Here it
You
is.
can frame it or put that on your
So,
little puppy dog.
I saved it for my baby girl so she
Yeah.
can. Yes, no, it's for my baby girl. When she grows up a little bit, she can wear it as a mini shawl,
Yes, of
and that was
course.
the final result. Quite
That's
different, as you can
amazing.
see.
Do you want to see another sneak peek of a new shawl that nobody else has ever seen in the whole world?
Of course,
Of course.
always,
Okay.
always.
I don't know if I don't think I showed this to you last time. Did I show this to you last time? All of these triangles?
No.
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 Okay. I'll show you. This is the tip of it. It's like all of these colorful.
Oh my god!
What? And that tiny one?
And they get smaller and smaller.
And there's oh.
Oh. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. Yes, yeah. Please try them.
Big. It's kind of a, I want that.
Absolutely. And
So
I
it's
think
like it's kind of like a rectangular shaped scarf, but it has points on each end.
so beautiful.
But I
So
love the little triangle shape.
Amazing.
tiny, tiny triangle. I
Amazing.
love that one. Oh, so beautiful.
So it's a fun one to knit with like all your scraps and leftover colors,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you need a like tiny, tiny, tiny bit of those small shapes.
Oh,
It's like
so
little bits of yarn, and it's knit from the center out. You start with this section
Oh,
right here,
oh.
and then you knit. Yeah, you
Wow.
build out to the border.
That's so cool. And yeah, I love that we can use leftovers because
Yeah.
like that's one of an eater's problem. We have leftovers everywhere. Oh, that's so
I'll
beautiful.
get this one out in just 2 weeks.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know
2 weeks.
we're gonna need it. You already
I
know.
know. Half of you are finished. I have to keep you busy. I don't want to make you bored. I need to
Never.
keep you moving on to the next idea. You're too
Yeah.
fast.
And
And then here's another one. This one's more simple. This is just 4 colors, 4 shades.
Whoa.
Oh,
Very neutral.
it's so lovely. It's so lovely.
Did you need both of them?
No, I knit the colorful one, of course.
Okay, of course.
And then a friend of mine who loves blue. I have a knitting friend who she like only knits blue, no matter what. Like only light blue, dark blue, only blue, never anything else. So she made this blue one for me.
Oh,
Mm,
that's so
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
but I love this splashy one. That's just
Yeah.
too fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can like go wild mixing every color because there's so
Mhm.
many different sections. So oh my god, I love that one. And my boyfriend keeps stealing my shawls, even this pink one, because he loved it. It's so huge. He loved it.
Mhm.
So I think that would be perfect to knit for him, like
Mhm.
because all the other ones are mine. I lend
Yeah.
them to him, but they're
Yeah.
mine.
He needs to have his own, so he stops
Yeah.
borrowing all of yours.
Although I really love that he uses them, he wears them, and he loves them, and it's like when he's in his little cave working, he has one around
Yeah.
wrapped around. So we have more questions.
Yeah. Give me some more questions.
Yeah. So in Sleep Dragons, we were talking about all the different color combinations. And do you have a special one that you remember? Like, well, we know you loved Josefa's color.
Mhm.
We invited her, but she had plans because it's
Aw.
Friday. But I'm asking if she can join, maybe just to say hello. But we know you loved her palette.
Mhm.
Do you have another one in mind that was like?
One that really jumps out to me, like I love the unusual palettes. Like I really liked that lime one, that really lime yellow. That one, just because it was so different and it was so much one specific type of color. And then looking through these, I really, really like Camille's because it's
Yeah.
pink and yellow. Yeah, I love that fluorescent neon pop. And I really like crazy color pops when they're really bright next to really like earthy, gritty colors like the gray that Camille knit. So
Yeah.
that one was like really poppy, and I like that one. Yeah, it's so
Cecilia?
hard.
Cecilia?
I have a favorite one every day. I have a different favorite every day.
I love that.
Cecilia, ¿cuándo terminaste tu chal, Cecilia?
Yo terminé después que Verónica, creo que fui la segunda.
¿Sí?
Sí, me demoré, a ver, con la última pista, creo que después fueron 3 días más y estaba lista.
Wow.
She
Wow.
she ended up like on Monday or Tuesday from
My last clue?
after the last clue.
Yeah, she finished 3 days later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of the
You did,
release
and
of
you
the
did
clue.
nothing else. You barely slept.
No,
You didn't
¿Dormiste algo,
vacuum, you didn't
Cecilia?
vacuum the
Sí.
house.
Ah, no, tejía como 6 o 7 horas diarias.
Like
Y
6
después,
to 7
No
hours
tiene,
daily.
no tiene hijos chicos, no tiene hijos
no
chicos.
tengo hijos. Mira, entregaba la
She don't
pista,
have any kids, so
y yo tejía como 3 días la pista, terminaba la pista y después ya en la semana me quedaban como 2 o 3 días libres.
Ah, no, que
Y
sí.
she also
esperaba
took
la otra.
vacations in between the clues. She took vacations between the clues. So take note of that. Like,
And she she took 6 to 7 hours each day to knit, and then she was free, waiting for the next clue.
That's amazing. But she doesn't have kids. That's
No,
why.
she doesn't have kids, Camille.
Yeah.
That's the first
No.
thing Camille said.
Así que díganle que me contrate como tester.
oh,
Ah,
she can be your tester. She
she's
can be your
Ooh,
volunteering.
tester.
okay.
You
Gotta
have to sign
send
an
me a
NDA.
message.
Yeah.
Send me a message.
Mándale un
I
mensaje.
think she doesn't have kids, but shawls are her children.
Ah,
Because you take very good care of them. I always say that shawls are my kids because you can name them and you take them on trips with you and you wash them. And if one doesn't turn out the way that you like, then you just make another one.
Just like children, of course.
Yep.
And you can
Not
also
every shawl
show
is
them
perfect.
and
Not every kid is perfect. You just have another kid.
Have another one. Gracias, chiquilla. So okay, so cool that you love those color palettes. Another question related to Sleepstraganza was if Sleepstraganza had a spirit animal, which would it be?
I think it would be like maybe like a flying squirrel. Do you know there's like those little squirrels that like jump to another tree and they fly, like because it's something very unexpected and something that I don't know, that might be too small. It might need to be a bigger animal. Maybe like a little flying squirrel that can fly, that's very different, but maybe like a big one. Maybe it's also like
A dragon.
A dragon. Yeah, I think it's very dragon-esque. Very
Yeah.
much like a dragon.
I love that photo where you wrapped it around your head and it was
The jungle dragon. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say a jungle dragon, but a friendly one, not too scary. Yeah, a friendly dragon.
yeah, of course. Colorful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some questions. I mean, we have a lot of questions, but there are some people that really wanted to ask you themselves.
Yes.
So, of course. So, we could start with Karime. Karime. Sácate el silencio.
Hi, hello. I'm sorry, I am very distracted. Well, my question is like a bridge to say to you, thank you very much for this beautiful journal that we have. And I would like to know, when do you really fell in love with knitting? Because you start knitting, one friend taught you to knit, but when you say, oh, knitting is my thing, oh, it is my passion, I want to knit everything in life.
Yeah, like very early when I started knitting, I never stopped. So I started and I was very addicted. So, but I think I really I think there was a big change, maybe about 3 years after I started knitting. I was knitting a lot and collecting a lot of yarn, but there was a moment I was going to school and like my friends that I lived with, they pointed out to me like, oh my gosh, like you're always knitting or you have so much yarn, like you're crazy, like in a joking way. They're like, you're knitting so much, like this is crazy, nobody does this. And then for a moment I thought like, oh, okay, I should maybe study more or do some other things or find another hobby. And that felt so just wrong because I loved knitting so much. So there was that moment of, going back and retreating a little bit and, doing some other things or some other, like what would be more normal or being, just doing more hobbies. And then that just wasn't right. So I think that was a big change for me when I went back a little bit. And then when I came back to it, I said, no, I'm knitting a lot, but I could knit even more. And I should go even further with this or experiment more with colors. So it was that moment, I think, of, yes, I really love it, but then really committing and being like, what else can I do with this? And how much further can I go? And just really pushing the boundaries a bit more. So that was about 3 years after I started knitting when I was 20, 21 years old. And that was also right before I started designing patterns.
Right.
So I think that was a big change when I really let go of other people's expectations of what I do and what I should do with my life, whether it's with friends or family, and listening more to what makes yourself the most happy and the most relaxed and the most fulfilled. And that's something different for everybody. Not everybody is going to do that with knitting. You might just love knitting, but I don't know, it might be with your work or with working with children or whatever it is, but allowing yourself to, give yourself permission to go further with that instinct of what makes you the happiest. So that happened about 3 years after I learned how to knit.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karime. También.
I will continue. I haven't finished yet.
Okay, keep going. You can bind off anytime. You don't have to finish all the chevrons. Just do a few of them.
Oh.
No, I will do the long way, but I changed of city in this time.
Oh, you moved.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
gosh.
moved to one of the, I think it was in the presentation. Pichilemu is also a beautiful location, and that of course you would love. And Karime was the one who took the honeycomb part of slip extravaganza, but knitted with decay weight yarn and turned it into a baby blanket.
Yeah.
Did you do a rectangle or a triangle?
Triangle.
Ooh.
Yeah, I am waiting for the baby when it's born. I will send you a picture with the blanket.
I would
but
love
it's
to see
very
that.
cute, very cute.
I think a triangle is a great baby blanket shape because you can wrap it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because babies aren't squares. Not every baby needs a square baby blanket. You need to knit different shapes for those babies and introduce them into the world in a more creative way.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take that bridge, and one of the other questions was if you think knitting should be taught to kids from an early stage.
I think that should be required in every single country. There needs to be like a world gathering where we decide what's best for all children, and it can be really simple things. I mean, yeah, they need food, water, they need to be loved, and they need to knit. That's so, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries where it's required, like in Iceland and Denmark. Do you learn to knit in school in Chile?
So some of us, but
some
of us don't.
Maka does. Maka learned.
Yeah. I actually learned from my abuelita, my grandma, but then they taught me again in school. But
Boys and girls, they both need to learn
Yeah,
together.
just girls. Just girls. At least, at least in my school, like on primary school, it was like
Yeah,
for girls it was kitchen or knitting or embroidery, and for
yeah.
boys it was like a woodwork, like mechanical and something. It was totally separated.
That's
So
another reason why I need to come to Chile. I'll teach all the
yes,
kids,
yes,
yes,
all
yes,
the
we do
ages.
the
That would be
same
fun to
thing.
do a little kids. We can make pom-poms.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
that would be awesome. Yes.
And it's so important that the teacher is also someone who loves knitting, and it's
Hmm.
not just like because I told you I'm a knitting teacher.
Hmm.
And a lot of my students told me that they were taught to knit in school, but their teachers were so mean they ended up having like a rejection to knitting,
Hmm.
and then like a re-encounter with it, and then they fall in love because it was
Yeah.
at first a little traumatic, so yeah, it's really important that all educators do it from love.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in life should be, really. um so okay, so another question, and it's related to this, was if you do another craft like embroidery or something else. um
No. I don't do much embroidery. I don't sew. I haven't done much crochet. I've done a little bit of everything in the past. And every time I've done something, it's cut into my knitting time. I haven't got to knit as much.
yeah,
So I just love, there's so much to explore. Like yeah, knitting, knitting, knitting. I'm just too obsessed with it because I'm very compulsive. I'm very addicted to things. So I know that if I got into beads or sewing, that I would collect everything. And I just don't have the space, and my mind is racing too much already. So I'm trying to be a bit disciplined and stick to certain things.
yeah.
But I'm very compulsive with those things. So I don't know. I really admire it, and it'd be fun to try a little bit of different things, but I know I can't get too much into it because then you're not going to get any more shawl patterns from me ever again.
And that can't happen.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I do it for you. I do it for you. Stick with what I love.
Yeah,
That's nice.
and we thank you for that. So okay, we have a couple of questions that are related, but is gonna one of them, Javiera is going to ask you. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I I spoke backwards. So Javiera is going to ask you one of those questions, and then Oriana is going to come for the second part.
Okay.
Javiera is also translating the conversation. So thank you,
Yeah,
Javiera. Thank you so much.
so please help. A ver si yo me pongo.
¿Alguien que traduzca? Yeah. Well, hi, Stephen. Always a pleasure talking to you. I'm a little nervous and a little happy because it's a lot of translating. I'm the one who lives in the island with the colorful church.
Yeah.
So if you want to come, you're more than welcome. And I wanted to ask you about knitting as your work, because a lot of us are trying to knit for a living, hopeful, in all different topics of knitting, of course. And I was wondering, how do you do it with your schedule? Or do you take specific hours of the day to work, or you just go according to your ideas and sometimes, I don't know, find yourself at 3 a.m. finishing or working on a new pattern? That's
Yeah, I don't have set specific hours. I do have like I have goals set for like deadlines for when I want to finish certain things. So I work on specific projects and I keep track of all of my projects on an online app. So I have them listed out, because I used to work with everything just in my head and like, oh, I want to work on this project. I just did whatever I felt like. But now I list everything out, so I have at least my brain is written down on at least on the projects I'm working on. So I'm organized a little bit in that way, but I don't have set hours. So I wouldn't recommend that because it's often because you often are working on projects and you don't finish them all because you're spending so much time on something that might never get finished. But so having sometimes specific deadlines really helps get things done, but it goes against like the creative brain and the free spirit. So to me, I'm always battling between getting, work done and getting projects done at a certain time versus being inspired and wanting to start something new. So I'm pretty scheduled now where I have a plan and goals for things, but I really, I try to set aside like 2 or 3 times a year. I take a long chunk out where I try not to focus on anything else, but everything selfishly that I want to do, like creating new designs or doing whatever I feel like in a day. And I'll do that for like an entire week or sometimes an entire 2 or 3 weeks. I'll take out like 2 or 3 chunks of the year. And those specific times I dedicate to being as free and doing whatever I want. And it doesn't have to be practical or whatever, but it's just a time to explore.
Like an inspiration holiday.
Yeah. So I allow myself to have that freedom and that break and let go of any pressure to get things done. But then I try to come back to a bit more of a schedule. It's not a regular schedule, but it's more related to certain goals that I want to achieve, like writing a pattern or doing this type of knit along or something. So that helps. And then what I've learned over the years, those of you that are doing this on your own, designing or dyeing yarn, like as creative people, we always want to do what we love and do it ourselves. But it's so helpful to have people around you to ask for help, or to have a couple people that you can ask advice to or share the workload that you're doing. So mixing the creative with a work and business, for me, I've found that sometimes I need to let go of those fun things. So sometimes that means I don't knit as much as I used to, but I'll design or knit one version, but have someone else knit another version, or kind of share some of the creative aspects to other people. Like now I don't do my own pattern layouts anymore. I have a friend that helps do all the pattern layouts. It used to be something I really loved to do, but by doing that extra thing, that just, I don't get to do all the other things that I love to do. So in the beginning, I think that's really hard, just financially, when you like need to do all these things, but can't afford to hire someone else to do it. So like for like the first 5-6 years, I did absolutely everything myself. I did the photography, the layout, the knitting. I test knitted. I knit like 3 samples of everything. I was staying up till like 2 or 3 in the morning every night, and it's just not healthy and it's just not sustainable. So I've learned the lesson of you don't have to work harder, but how can you work smarter and do a little bit less, but still do what you love, but you don't have to do every single thing at the same time. So kind of a mix of prioritizing things a bit and then asking for help. Or I'm good at convincing friends to help. Whether it's like helping take photos or helping model or just bringing other people into what you love to do is more, I don't know, that's more healthy too. So you're not always in your head, but you're reaching out and asking questions and collaborating with people around you.
Yeah, having your own little community, your own little village, because it takes a village.
And your videos that you make, they're so funny.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of that is really spontaneous. Like I don't plan those types of things. I just have an idea and then I do it and I make it and I edit the video, and those are just so much fun.
Seriously, they're so cool. That makes me so happy when I see it.
Aw. I'll do more of those for you this winter.
Okay.
I so when you started doing those little videos, I thought how cool would it be that you had like your own Netflix show or something like.
One day, that's a big dream of mine, is to do more with the videos
Mhm.
and digital kind of workshops, because I love doing them and I love getting to connect with people, like getting to share all the things I'm passionate about with you. So that's definitely in the plans to do more tutorials and entertaining videos. So in the coming years, you'll see more of that.
Yay! Can't wait.
Cool.
Javi, gracias.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Stephen, for answering and for being here. I don't know, this community has been great. We all grow knowing each other, so that's thanks to you. And now we have this support on quarantine that is so helpful. So thank you so much. I'm getting back to translate.
Gracias, hermosa. And on a related note, Ori, I introduced Oriana last Zoom because she's an indie yarn dyer, and she also wanted to ask for a little advice.
Yeah.
Hi. ¿Me escuchas?
Sí, sí, sí.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi.
How are you? It's nice to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to see you too, Oriana.
Yeah, well, I think you already answered my question, sort of that, but it's more like ask you an advice. If you're able to cover all your expenses with your knitting work, what advice can you give to us that are starting in this world, I mean, economically?
Like
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Or
I think
entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think it's so different in these times right now, because something that I did when I very first started was I traveled a lot. Like I went to like shops around me and I traveled to teach and stuff. But I think the answer to that is to, like, you can't rely so much on what's been done or what you think always works. You have to keep changing or finding new ways to present your work or new techniques to try, and just, we can't always do the same, especially in small businesses and creative businesses. You can't rely on just doing the same thing. So I would recommend, just kind of trusting your instincts and experimenting with other techniques or doing something different that you don't see other people doing. Because I've noticed that in myself whenever I try to do something similar or see something really popular being done. And when I try to emulate that, my version is always like, it doesn't speak to people and it doesn't do well. It's just not genuine to me. So I would say just the general advice is not to compare yourself with other people. And that's something really healthy just in life in general. I don't know. I think that's something we naturally do, is compare ourselves or try to be like this, or I don't know, do it this way because you see someone else do it. But that's not always serving you the best, because you're different and you have a different style and all of that. So
maybe you can use somebody like an inspiration, but keep it real for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And just I've always been really, really persistent. Like I've always kept making, and sometimes things don't work out or aren't as good as you think they're going to go, but just always move on to the next thing and just build your experience level and build your vocabulary of work, and just
Yeah. Sorry, my son has just wake up. Say hi and go. Say hi. Say hi, Stephen. Say hi. Hi. Hello. Hello, Stephen. Yeah, go find your dad. Anda a buscar tu papá. Sorry.
Keeping it real, Oriana. Keeping it real.
Yeah, keep
Keeping it
working and
real.
don't
This
get
is
too
my real life.
discouraged on the little things, but yeah, do the most I think valuable things to like be sustainable and keep doing what you love is to really start by making things that make you the happiest, the colors that make you the happiest, that you love the most. Because whenever you do what's most happy to you, that I believe that that's what speaks to others, and that's what communicates to other people.
I was talking with my husband when I started dyeing yarns, and I say I love, but I crazy love Disney and all the movies, shows, and things like that. And I say I know I'm the only one to do that, but I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think the only to do that in Chile that I dye yarns inspired on Disney movies or TV shows or something like that. And I said, well, if I love it that so much, maybe I can try to emulate that on the yarns. So that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I think that's a great start. Yeah.
This is from Oriana. And it's so beautiful. These colors are so amazing.
Gorgeous. I love that purple. That's so vibrant.
That was my Frozen collection.
Yeah.
Frozen movie.
So that one was Bruni and one is Elsa inspired. And it's so beautiful. An amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gracias, Bella. Ahora le damos el pase.
So, thank you, Stephen. Bye-bye. It's always a pleasure to us to have this time to speak with you.
Thank you, Oriana.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we have Maka. And
hi.
You should showcase your shawl and then because it's so beautiful.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. It's like, is that red as the main color?
Yes. I freak out a little because I do this part and I doesn't like it, so I do it again.
Yeah.
And put it like one color and then mix more colors. So I have like 7 construct color.
Love with that pink stripe. That's super good.
Yes.
Love it.
So I want to ask you about like your design process.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start a new project, what is your favorite part? Like imagine it, or choosing the color, or knitting, or write the pattern, or the swatch, the lovely swatch.
That's good. Yeah, I think my favorite part is at the beginning. I love choosing the colors, and I love the initial inspiration, and I love starting things. That's why I have like 20 projects always that are on the needles. So I love picking colors and I love starting. I think that's my favorite part. Like after I've figured out where I'm going and what the idea is, I love to pick the colors and start. But then at the end of the project, when I know what it is and I know what it's going to look like, then that's not my absolute favorite, like having to finish a border or finish a project. That's not my most favorite. I think my least favorite part is actually writing down everything, because when you write down the pattern, that's more technical and that's a different headspace. You have to do more math.
Yeah.
You have to go slower. So I don't look forward to it the most. It's not my favorite, but I do it because of you. I know I need to do it.
Thank you.
So that I can see all these other colors that people make. Because I think my first favorite is starting, and my second favorite is once the pattern is out. I love taking the photos and sharing it and seeing all of your color combinations. So that to me is like the final end product of the design process. So I like the very beginning and the very end. But everything in the middle
middle.
is not so much my favorite. Yeah.
Great. And in the sleep extravaganza, which part was the most difficult to design for the
Ooh, that's a
section?
good question. I think the most difficult. Maybe probably just time-wise, it was the very beginning. Like I did some swatches and I played with the honeycomb, but I picked up and went and did a completely different idea for section 2. And then I ripped out my knitting and I tried like 10 different ideas before I committed to the final shape and stitch details. So yeah, the first section was hardest for me. Actually, section 2. Yeah, the first section I loved the honeycombs. So I swatched that and I made the honeycombs, and those were just so much fun. I knew that would be section 1. It was continuing from section 1 to section 2. That was the hardest. It's like, because you don't want to mess it up. You're like, oh, do I do this? Yeah, that's really cool. No, that's terrible. I can't do that. Nobody's going to like that. So it was just committing to where the shawl was going. But once I did section 2 and committed to that section, the rest just fell into place. And I used different ideas from other shawls I've made. And it all just kind of, yeah.
Yes, I need this one too. Like the fantastic stitch.
Yep.
So I see like this one, like the honeycombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually like the beginning. Yeah, show your fantastic, those honeycombs. When I did that stitch pattern, that's the first time I really did that kind of stitch pattern look. That became the painting bricks shawl.
Yes.
So I did fantastic first, and then the painting bricks. I loved that honeycomb section, so I extended it and made it look more like a brick. So that became painting bricks. And then I loved painting bricks, so that expanded into the honeycombs. So it's all related.
Yes.
But it came from fantastic. That was like the birth of the idea of slip extravaganza.
So cool. Yeah, I remember you gave us hints, and you said to look out for fantastic and painting bricks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic also had that V section.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
And that was sort of similar to the diamonds.
Yes.
A little bit. So I kind of took some of those ideas and made them larger.
Thank you.
Okay, so now Caro wants to ask you something. So I'm gonna ask her. Gracias, Maca.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maca.
Hello, Steven.
Hi,
Well, hello. First of all, this is my first shawl. I never make one, in my whole life either.
Are you going to make another one, or is this the first
Sure.
and the last one you'll ever make?
I love the one that you have on.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. I'm gonna wait like this.
2 more weeks.
Woo! That's so cool. And I wanted to ask you about if the things that you were talking and all that you imagine. You just imagine and create, or you just see some, I don't know, some stitches somewhere, or it comes all from your head, or you just go to sleep and imagine shawls, or
Most of them come from a previous shawl, like how slip extravaganza kind of came from fantastic.
Yeah.
And the fantastic shawl, that was a collage of some other textures and other shawl shapes that I've done before. So they all flow into each other. So I don't feel like I'm always doing something brand new and something very different. It's always connected to something previous.
Yeah.
And that goes all the way back to my very first design that was super, super simple. It was just a triangle shape.
And that's super, super smart of you.
Yeah. So I like relating them to each other, and then it builds this kind of new type of vocabulary because it's all speaking to each other. Everything's all related.
Yeah,
It's not
that's nice.
trying to emulate or copy something that's out there and replicating it. But even if I see something, I might get inspired by something or by a shape or by
Yeah,
certain colors, but then I'll bring that into the other things that I've done and that I like to work with.
and you
And
put
that
it on,
keeps it.
and you put it on paper. You draw it. You write it.
Sometimes I draw a little bit. I have a notebook where I'll draw like shapes and things, but that frustrates me a lot because it can be really hard to draw some cool shape and
And
then
then
engineer and figure out how to do that.
yeah,
So I get really frustrated with that method. So my favorite method, like how I made Slip Stravaganza and a lot of my other favorite designs, like this one too, was I just cast on really simple shapes and I just pick up and knit from it, and I don't always know where I'm going. So
all
I
right.
like to just start knitting, and it doesn't always work out, but I like to just knit and do it on the needles, and then I always discover something interesting or some mistake happens, and
Yeah.
I continue that mistake and
Yeah.
embrace it. Or yeah, I like to figure it
Yeah.
out on the needles though, because then it's more real. It's I'm doing it, and then I can figure it out and make edits and adjustments from there.
It's very
So that's my
important.
favorite method, is to play on the needles and then I have to write it down later.
All right. Very spontaneous then.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and then yeah, you just start knitting and everything, and then all the stitches. How do you count? You're counting it and knitting. You do both.
Yeah, like when I'm writing the pattern, sometimes it's both where I'm knitting the actual section, but at the same time, I'm also thinking about what's a logical repeat or what is intuitive, or I'm always thinking of how can I describe this to people? Because you can make something really beautiful and cool, but then it's a nightmare to follow that pattern and
Yeah.
for someone
Yeah.
else to knit it. So
Yeah.
I've just kind of learned that as I've knit and designed over the years by making really simple things. As I learn new techniques, I'm kind of doing both things at the same time, like coming up with the pattern and the ideas, and at the same time thinking about the technicalities of what's the
The math.
easiest and most logical way to make it, and doing the math as I go.
Yeah.
That's
So
really amazing about you, because that helps a lot to people that like me, they doesn't really know how to do it, to
no,
make
yeah.
something so artistic. I mean, it's really, you're just so cool. I just I mean, you're just so cool.
That's the consensus. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're
I guess my number one, my quick answer, I can talk forever about knitting and design. My quick
Yeah.
answer to like, how do you come up with things? My favorite things I've ever made all came from just casting on and just knitting, and I don't know what I'm knitting. I
all
just
right.
knit a fun shape. I pick up and I ask myself, oh, what if I do this? Where is that going to go? Oh, I hate that. Let's do something different. Oh, this is better. So it just comes from doing and learning as you're doing. And there's so much to be learned from that, because it's not always perfect, but you're following your instincts and you're doing what you love in the moment. And it's messy, and that's life. But you learn from it, and then you can make beautiful things the more you learn. So
Oh,
that's
thank you
what I do
for
with
your
knitting.
answer. It comes all right in my heart, and I hope I'm gonna keep that concert. I'm gonna try to do something, and if it comes really good, I'm gonna show it to you.
Yes, I would love to see.
Oh,
Thanks.
gracias, Caro, por tu pregunta.
De nada, gracias a ustedes.
And now, I'm sorry, I know we just hit the 2-hour mark. But we have a few questions, so are we okay on time?
Yeah, if you have a few more, I can answer a few more.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So now we have Kata, and she has a puppy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. He just wanted to say
Oh, cute.
hi. Hi, Stephen. How are
Hi.
you?
Very good. Nice to meet you.
Are you tired? We have been together for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna be knitting all night.
Oh yeah.
What time is it over there?
It's 10:30.
Ah, it's not too late.
That's nothing. It's dinner time.
Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Are you in quarantine or something?
No, not officially, but I stay home a lot. So I only go to the shop and to work, and that's about it.
Oh,
A lot of
so
restaurants and cafes are all closed here.
really?
Mm.
That's sad. Here in Chile, we used to gather in cafeterias and knit together and everything, and we really miss that, you know?
Yeah.
You're very famous.
Oh. I can't do anything but share all my knitting. So if people don't know me, then I don't know what I've been doing. I'm very loud with what I love and share it with everybody. So if people don't notice it, I'm doing something wrong. I do it too much. Nobody should knit as much as I do. It shouldn't be healthy.
I'm very grateful that you are here with us in this Zoom. It's really like, I don't know. I never thought that I would be in this place with so close.
Yeah.
It's not close, but it's close, you know. But since you are really famous, and I don't work in a place where I can do something like you, being so exposed, you know. So I was wondering, how do you deal with the social media, and what do you do with criticism? Because sometimes when I get feedback that is not good, it's bad feedback, I want to go into my bed, make a ball of myself and cry.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be good if you tell us from your experience, and since you're so famous, what do you do and how do you deal with this? Because sometimes feedback is good and you can make it a positive thing and you can learn from it, but sometimes it's just bad vibes, you know. So what do you do with that?
Haters.
That's my question.
I try to be a bit more rational and try to divide things into, you know, what's positive, and, you know, take the positive for, you know, that's great. And it can be very, you know, complimentary, but I also know just from, I don't know, witnessing other people and seeing how other people react with positive feedback, it can easily like influence you too much and you get too egotistical and too much into yourself, blah blah blah. So I try to just separate things into, okay, like what's good, what's positive, okay, but don't get too much and you're not that great, okay. And then like what's negative, or what feels negative but is helpful, and I try to separate the negative between like what sounds negative but can be really helpful and to help you change and help you grow, versus things that are just like negative for the sake of being negative and can be harmful. So I try not to pay too much attention to that kind of stuff, but I'm really sensitive, like a lot of us are. If we're knitting and spending so much time doing this simple activity, we're often really more quiet and introverted types, and really sensitive and empathic to other things. You have a lot of empathy for other things. So I'm really sensitive to things. So when they bother me, that like emotionally, you like retreat and you go more into yourself. So I don't know. I haven't really solved the answer because sometimes that happens.
Figuring out.
Yeah, particularly with emails. I have somebody now, a friend of mine, that like helps answer emails, and like, because sometimes you wouldn't believe some of the crazy stuff I get, or requests, or just some people telling you how I should be doing things or whatever. And you know, sometimes it's critical and is really important, especially in terms of like accessibility and, you know, making fonts clear, making sure your patterns can be read. Like we've learned a lot over the years, but sometimes things can be said that I just don't need to hear. And like, so I kind of have a filter. I have a friend that's kind of my filter with my emails, and like there's some things like I just don't need to read, because there are some things that people feel like they have the right to say to you that just don't need that. So with emails, I have that, but I don't know. I do everything social on social media. So I love seeing all the posts and reading everything, and mostly it's positive, but there's always a lot of negative too. So I don't know.
So
I've learned a little bit over the years to kind of separate what's healthy and what's not to focus on.
like separate, and also what I love to hear from you is that you have like a group, like a tribe, like people you know, people that you can trust, so you can just spit it out and say everything.
Yeah, I think I'd be in a different place if I was just doing it alone for years and years and years and years, doing everything and making impulsive decisions. But I have a really amazing team around me with the shop and with Westnitz. And it took over 10 years to get to this place where I have people helping and that I can trust. But it's those people that keep it really grounded and really healthy and really productive. So yeah, it's, I guess the overall lesson is that you can't do it alone, whether it's something really positive and doing really, happy, positive things and getting great feedback. You still can't do that alone, because who are you going to share that with? Or, yeah. So I guess the key to maintaining, I don't know, your sanity in life, have people you love around you and ask for help, and don't retreat too much and keep too much to yourself, because sometimes you have those days when you like retreat into yourself and you might feel bad, but you just make it worse by not sharing it with anybody. So sometimes by just talking to somebody or sharing with a friend, that's all you need to let go and release. And
Yeah, because it's energy that one way or another gets to you. So and sometimes it's like, okay, you're probably having a bad day and that's why you're telling me these nasty things, but sometimes it's harder to let go. And yeah, talking it through can help.
For sure.
Thank you so much for your answer. I'm really como, I'm really nervous because it's really nice to meet you, being able to talk to you, and this is just one group of knitting. I'm in 5 groups of knitting, and in every single group there's people knitting your shawl, and they are really jealous that I'm talking to you. So
thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and I hope to see you one day in Amsterdam in your show.
Oh, I hope so too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hola, Vane.
Hi, Stephen. Hi again.
Hi.
It's me again. I would like to make you another question too.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I was curious. How did you originally came to live in Amsterdam? Because you're not Dutch.
No, I'm not Dutch. I moved here 10 years ago to study dance. So I've been knitting for 16 years. And I moved to Amsterdam 10 years ago. So I was knitting when I moved to Amsterdam, but I moved here for dance. So I was dancing and performing, and I went to an art school for dance.
Wow. And you performed a lot. What I remember you said that you were here in Chile with a performance group.
Yep. Yeah, I performed at a university or school in Santiago. I forget the name of it. But yeah, and then I did some traveling in Europe and performing and went to art school. But knitting was the thing I loved the most, so that took most of my time. So when I stopped dancing, I knit more and more and more. So, but that's what brought me to Amsterdam, was dance. There's a lot of great art schools here.
Yeah, a lot. But knitting took over.
Yes, it always does.
Yeah. And would you live in somewhere else, or do you think Amsterdam is your city?
I think Amsterdam's my city because yeah, it's close to so many other places. So if I want to go anywhere, the planes go. Well, not right now, but when I can travel again.
Yeah,
I like
that's the advantage of Europe. You can go wherever you want, and in just a couple of hours or less than an hour.
Yeah.
Really,
If I could live anywhere else in the world, I would live in Iceland, I think. Because that's so calm and beautiful, and there's so many sheep.
Yeah. Right. Do you think you would ever go back to the States at any point in your life?
I don't think so. I'll go back to visit a little bit, but I don't ever would want to list. I don't know. There's so many great parts about it, but I don't know. I had like just where I was in life at the time. I don't know. There's no, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't go back. To me, whenever I go back, I get reverse culture shock, and everything seems so big and really loud, and yeah, everything is just big and loud and in your face over there. There's so many people. There's so much going on. There's like, yeah.
Yeah, Amsterdam is a really calm city. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been there 20 years ago. I'm not sure if it has changed a bit, but that
Looks
was
the
really
same. Yeah.
really cool city and really tranquil, and I really love that.
Yeah, I love it too. It's so calm here. I love to be loud with colors, but to be loud with colors, I need to be calm and quiet with the environment.
Yeah.
Be in a small city or surrounded by nature.
No.
Now that you're there, established there, do you participate in any other organization besides the knitting community that you are really participating in that? Do you participate in anything that's a formal organization?
No, not a form. No, not in a while. Not since I was in the school program here. That was in the kind of in the arts world here. I was really active in that. But yeah, in the past few years, I haven't been part of another formal organization. No, but I would really like to get back into singing. I love singing. So I would love to get back into like a choir or something in the future.
I have a piano here if you want.
I love that.
You can sing something.
That was actually one of the other questions. People were asking if you like to dance, if you like to, well, it's like a composed question because it's like, do you like to dance? Do you like knitting while watching TV or listening to music or a podcast or something, and maybe a recommendation?
Yeah, I love knitting while watching TV. I've been watching The Crown. I love The Crown. There's a new season out. Yes, I usually knit while watching TV. I still like to dance, but usually it's at a friend's house while we're like doing karaoke, and yeah, I'm very good at dancing with like just a couple friends.
Oh, like Grey's Anatomy, dancing parties too. Really.
Yeah, I love Grey's Anatomy. That's a good show.
Are you watching right now?
Not right now, but I need to rewatch the seasons. And I've been watching a show called Fargo. That's one of my favorites. It's a good TV series.
Oh, so cool.
Do you have any? Sorry, do you have any playlist that you could recommend us? Some music to listen while with it?
I can send one. Or let me see. I'll put it in the chat real quick.
Yeah.
There's one that a friend of mine made that I really like listening to while I knit.
So cool.
I'll type it into the chat so if anyone wants to listen to it. It's one of my favorite. It's called Desert Disco. It's like really chill, really nice to knit to.
Love that.
This is a good playlist, but you need to have a cocktail and then grab your knitting, grab a cocktail, and listen to this playlist and have a good night. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually some of the knitters asked for this time in particular because they really wanted to share a drink with you.
A little toast.
Cheers. Salud.
this is something that you are going to experience when you come here. Pisco sour.
Ooh, I know pisco sour. I love pisco sour.
It's really, really, really tasty.
You have the best pisco sour in Chile?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, yeah. Better than the Peruvian one. No, I love the Peruvian one.
One of my best friends here, one of my best knitting friends here, she's from Peru.
Yeah, yeah.
She says there's only a Peruvian pisco sour. That's the only one. It's the best one.
It's really good. I must give. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chilean is quite okay, but the Peruvian is really good.
Start a word, Vanessa.
No, I'm gonna be killed.
That's reason enough to start a word. Saying that.
You hear that? You didn't hear that?
But yeah, we really like it.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Steven, again for giving us your time, for giving us your designs, and sharing with us this space of time that we can remember forever.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
And
this
we
is really
hope-
special to me too. I can't wait to share more shawls. There's going to be a lot this month, and I can't wait for the next winter knit along, the hybrid knit along. So we'll start more information for that next week.
Oh yeah, we are continuing with this group, so maybe, just maybe, we could schedule a third some reunion.
Yeah, let me know. We could do something for the new year.
Of course, yes.
Do a new year meetup in early January or something.
Love that. Yeah, it's a date.
Yeah, sign me up.
So you know, we know you had a favorite Chilean color palette, and I pulled some strings, and we have her here.
Oh, she's here. Where is she?
Yeah. A ver, Josefa.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Josefa. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Your username again, Hebradera?
Hebra Heredera.
Yep. Your shawl. I saved it on my, you know how you can save posts on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah. The very first time you shared your colors and like the very first section, I saved your post on Instagram because I wanted to make sure that I saw it when it was finished.
Oh, thanks.
Sometimes you lose track of projects or you see something and you don't know who did it. So I'm like, I have to see this when it's finished.
Oh, I'm so honored. Thanks.
And you made it in cotton. Was that right?
Yes, in cotton.
Yeah, that was so beautiful, and you can like wear that all year round. It was, yeah.
That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Gracias, Vale.
And you're making the bubbles and brioche now?
Yes, I am. I finished the second section actually. Here it is.
Oh, you frogged that shawl.
Yeah, the colors of the shawls you're making, they remind me of all those houses. And what's the city called?
Valparaíso.
Valparaíso?
Yeah, Valparaíso.
Le mostramos Valparaíso.
Very bold and colors that go together that you don't think should belong together, but yeah, I just love that clashy, bright, vibrant mixture of color.
Yes.
Thank you so much for participating, and you inspired me with your colors and shawl. I loved it.
Oh, thanks.
I'm looking for baby pink. I need baby pink.
Yeah, I told Josefa she's like our country's pride because she was your favorite. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so now we have the last question, and
yes,
I'm so sorry we've been hugging you, but it's so much fun to talk to you, and time flies by like nothing. If you need to like take a pee break or something, just let us know.
I'm fine. This is the grand finale of the Mystery Shawl.
Yeah.
Who has the final question?
Okay, so Nico has a question.
Hola. Hi,
Nico.
Steven. Eres hermoso. Eres un hermoso.
Thank you.
Steven, quería saber si tienes algún chal que sea único, uno solo, solo tuyo, sin patrón, sin venta.
Yeah. She wants to know if you have a shawl or another knit project that is one of a kind, Stephen West made shawl that no one else has. There's no pattern. It's just yours.
There are a couple things. I wish I could show one. I don't have one here, but there is a couple. There's one that is my favorite that I lost. I made this jacket that was an improvisational, it was a big colorwork yoke with texture and baubles and a hood and pockets. It was like crazy, and it was my favorite thing, but it's somewhere in Iceland. I left it at a friend's house, and someone in Iceland is walking around with that coat. I don't know where it went, but I lost track of it. But I do occasionally, I make these projects where I don't write a pattern, and I just knit whatever I want to, anything that I love, and they're very crazy and chaotic. And if I had to knit it again, I would have no idea how to make it. But I have this jacket that I made years ago that I want to recreate, but recreate it in a way that I could write a pattern from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to try to make it again and do it in a way that other people could make it too, or make their own version of it. I think that would be really nice to have like a recipe of this big jacket with a hood and pockets, but where you could decide what texture to do, or you could change the colors how you like. So I'd like to recreate that. So whenever I make it, you will know.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy jacket. You'll be like, oh, that's what Stephen was talking about.
And of course, we're gonna make one.
Bye, Stephen.
Bye, Nicole.
Thank you. I love
your slip extravaganza. Love the yellow.
I love. She's one of my students. I love her, and I love her colors because I tell her it's like a bee shawl, but beautiful because of the honeycomb. Gracias, Nico hermosa. So yeah, we oh yeah, and the last thing, Bernie just finished binding off her shawl. So
we have another one.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, congratulations. You
Look,
survived.
I just finished
it. Welcome to
been
the club.
Such a journey.
Yeah. Now you just need to soak it and block it and stretch it out.
And it will grow.
Done. I love it.
Yes, it was so fun. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that's another reason why I need to have another pattern for you. After these mystery knit-alongs, you experience
withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah, withdrawal symptoms.
Totally.
You get that after big projects, like you go into like a mini depression.
Yeah.
Like
yes, I need to keep knitting. So please, another one.
I don't have. There's no more Friday clues.
No.
Oh my God.
So
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
For you.
Yeah, there's no reason to wake up at 5 a.m. anymore.
Right.
You'll
but it was
more
so
sleep.
much fun. It was my first MCAL, so I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
thank
so
you.
Gracias, Bernie, preciosa.
Gracias a ti, hermosa.
Te amo. So, okay, yeah, that was it. We have so many other questions, but I think I'm gonna save some for next time. So
yeah, that just means we need to do a round 3. So
yeah.
I'll be back. I'll tell my friend to pop in another Zoom link for me.
Yeah.
So we can arrange another get together. But I think after the new year would be a really nice timing when you have started the next shawl or some of you will have finished 2 and you'll be on your 3rd new shawl. So in the new year, that'll be a nice beginning to a new year of knitting together.
Yes, yes, of course. I'm so thankful for this moment. I'm way less nervous than last time, but it's still so special. And I love your light, your personality, your everything. It's so amazing. So it's so much fun having these little moments. And I'm sorry if I took too much of your time, but it's just so much
Not
fun.
at all. Thank you so much. Yeah,
And
stay
yeah,
in touch, and we can do some more next year. We'll be best friends by the end of this. So by the time I get to Chile, it'll just be like, oh, that guy. Yeah, he was bound to come here. And then I'll like move to Chile one day, and you'll be like, yep, we knew he would come here eventually.
yeah, like
And I would like to thank also Valentina. Thank you, Vale. You have been an amazing leader for this group. I think that everything that is happening right now, this amazing meeting with Stephen, is thanks to you. And I would like to publicly address that and thank you for your effort, for your kind effort and your dedication and your time, and also your patience, because it has been easy. This last week hasn't been easy, but go on. We love you.
Oh. This is so, I mean, I don't know. I feel like no, this is all because of Steven, but it has been a pleasure for me. I told you, Steven, and you guys that last year's MCAL and the Star Flanket were so helpful for me, for my mental health, and I really wanted to share that with all of with everyone who wanted to be a part. And I'm so thankful for all of this and everything that has that this activity has brought. Like this moment, I can't believe it. Like all this conversation, all the people we have met, and you saw all these knitters work with the presentations and helping with the translation. So it has been a wonderful community moment, and that's all thanks to you. I'm just a vessel, but to make it easier and I don't know, share the experience. So I got so nervous, but thank you, Steven.
Oh, thank you so much. Carry on this whole spirit into December, into the new year. Yeah, this is so exciting. We've got a lovely community to keep each other inspired.
Yeah, and it has been like, we need other stuff, of course, but it has really like has been a love for you and your designs, and it's so much fun to share it and make it accessible for everyone, because too many people thought it was way too hard for them, and now we have like someone whose first project was this shawl. So it's so nice to bring it down, and because these are our works of art, but they are easier than it seems. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and thank you for being always an inspiration, and for also being this close and down to earth and so lovely. I told you from after last Zoom, I was like in love because your energy and your light is so amazing. So thank you again. And I never want to say goodbye or anything, because these moments with you are so special.
Thank you so much. I feel the love all the way from Chile to Amsterdam. This is so special to me, and thank you so much for everything you all have given as well. This is just, yeah, so special. I really appreciate it. I'll be back. Don't be shy.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not letting you go now.
Don't drop me like a stitch, okay?
I would never.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Everything. Open your mics to say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Steven.
Gracias,
Bye,
Vale.
bye.
Te pasaste.
Gracias.
Vale, te amo.
Bye.
Gracias.
Yeah.
Chao.
Goodbye.
Chao, gracias.
Chao, gracias, Vale.
Qué hermoso.